Everybody, this is Mr. Marshall at Stony Lane. I want to teach you a game. This is going to be a fun game that's going to give you some computer skills while you're playing a fun game. This is a game that you need to play with a partner. It's called Battleship. And here's how you play Battleship. First, you have to make a game board. So we're going to go into Google Sheets. So I'm going to go into my waffle here and find Sheets. So you open up Sheets. This is a game that I played when I was a kid. And it was a board game, which meant you had to go to the store and buy it. But I'm going to teach you how to make your own. Ready? So here's how it goes. We're going to click Untitled, but we're going to click Blank because we're going to open up a brand new sheet. Okay? And in this game, what we're going to do is we're going to use columns. These are the columns that go across. They're labeled with letters. And these are the rows that go up and down here. These are going to be rows. They're 1 through 10. Okay? Well, we're going to just shrink these a little bit. So watch what I do. I'm going to highlight all these columns up to J. See how they're all blue? I'm going to now shrink them. You can do that to make these boxes smaller. But I also want to make them a little taller. So I'm going to highlight rows 1 through 10. And I'm going to do that. So now all my boxes look like that. Okay? I'm really going to just focus on rows 1 through 10 and columns A through J. Okay, this is what's called a grid, right? We're going to do a little more setting up here. So I'm going to now highlight these. So I'm highlighting A through J, rows 1 through 10. Do you see that? So there's 10 columns and 10 rows. That means that I've just highlighted 100 squares. I want to make it look like a game board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump some paint in here so that it's a color. Ready? So I'm going to click Fill Color. And I'm going to pick whatever color I want. It should be a light color though. So I'm going to pick this light blue. Okay, so that's my game board. In this game, what's going to happen is I'm going to be playing this with a friend. So I'm going to add a sheet that's just for my friend. So I'm going to click down here. I hope you're following this. And I'm going to say duplicate because I want to make another sheet that looks just like it. Okay, and so you see how it made sheet 1 and copy of sheet 1? Let's rename this. So sheet 1 is going to be me. So I'm going to put my name. And then sheet 2, you know how I'm doing that? I'm right-clicking down here, right-clicking, and I'm finding duplicate. Okay. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, I only need 2. So I'm going to undo that, Control Z. Let's go back. Right-click, rename. And I'm going to say my partner. So that's where my partner is. So my partner and I are both going to create 2 sheets just like this. Okay. What I'll do now is I'm going to tell you about the rules of this game. This is a game where this is the ocean, and you and your enemy, your partner, sorry, have 5 ships that are in the water. And the idea is we want to like knock them out. So there are 5 different kinds of ships. Okay, the carrier, the battleship, the cruiser, the submarine, and the destroyer. And each one's a different size. The carrier is 5. The battleship is 4. The cruiser is 3, and the submarine is 3. The destroyer is 2. Okay, so I'm going to secretly in my grid put in these 5 types of ships. So let's see, I need one that's going to be 5. So this can go up and down, or it can go left to right. So I'm going to put my carrier here, it's 5. And I'm going to change the color so I see that it's there. I'm going to make it orange. Okay, all my ships are going to be orange. I'm not sharing this with my partner. I'm going to make my battleship 4. It's going to go like here. Dumping orange right there. That's my battleship. I'm not telling my partner that that's where it is. Okay. My cruiser is 3. I can't put it here because it can't touch any of my other ships. They're not allowed to touch. I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to make it orange. I'm filling in all my ships secretly so my partner doesn't see. Okay, and I need one more that's 2. I'm going to put it right here on the side. Okay, my partner's doing the same thing. I did this with blue and orange. You can use whatever colors you want. Okay, so my partner is doing the same thing on his or her board too. Okay, so once we are both set up, here's how it goes. One more thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to make some lines here so it's easier for me to see. I'm going to click all borders, and then I'll see all those lines. Okay? All right, so now we're ready to start. So we decide who goes first. Whoever does that, like I'll say that I'm going to go first. And so I'm going to go, and I'm going to say for my partner that I want to get H1. So here's H1, that's the square. And my partner's going to tell me if on his board there's a ship there. He's going to say hit if there's something there, or he's going to say miss if there's not. Okay, so if my partner says that there's nothing there, he's going to say miss. So I'm going to put an O there, a capital O. That's how I mark that it's a miss. Okay, actually, let's center them. So we're going to highlight this one more time. We're going to find that horizontal line and click there, center. Okay, I'm going to make that a capital O. So I know there's a miss there. Now my partner is going to go and call out something. So my partner, let's pretend, is saying F6. Remember, my partner doesn't see my board, so he doesn't know where my ships are. So F6 is a miss, right? I'm going to center this here too. Remember how I did that? There's lots of computer skills that you're learning here. Okay, so now it's my turn again. So I'm going to go on my partner's screen, and I'm going to say B2, and it's a miss again, right? Man, now I'm clicking back to my screen to listen for my partner. This is going to be something where you click back and forth from board to board, but it's easy once you get into it. So let's pretend that my partner says I5. That's a hit. It's an orange spot. It's part of my battleship. So I'm going to say hit. I'm going to mark an X here because it's a hit. My partner is going to mark that on his computer too, right? So if you get a hit, you get to go again. So now my partner is going to say, remember, my partner doesn't know which way the ship goes. So my partner is going to say J5. That's a miss, right? So I'm going to mark that as a miss. Now it's my turn again. So I'm going to call E8. And let's pretend that on his board, E8 is where one of the ships is. So I'm going to mark that an X, and I get to go again because I got a hit. Okay. Let's pretend that on his board, that's the destroyer, which only has 2. So now I go F8. Let's pretend that that's where it is. So he has to say, hit, you sunk my destroyer, right? Because now I know that one of the ships is gone. Now I get to go again because I just had a hit. So I'm going to go J3. It's a miss. Okay. So now my partner is going to take another chance. Remember, he got this, and he's not sure which way the ship goes. So now he's going to say I4, and it's a miss. So I'm marking it. Okay. We go back and forth and back and forth. I'm going to say E2, and it's a miss. And then my partner says I6. It's a hit, right? So I mark that with an X. And then he's going to keep going until I tell him that he's sunk my battleship. Okay? So think about all the things that we just did on the computer, right? We learned how to make the board. We learned how to change the size of our cells. We added a border. We learned how to center what we write here. We learned how to dump paint colors, right? We learned how to make a new sheet, right, by duplicating it. Okay, so there's lots of different computer skills that you're practicing by playing this game. Okay, and the first person to sink all 5 of their partners' ships is the winner. Okay, and if you're done, what you can do is then you can just like click delete, and it all goes away. And you can change the colors. You can dump it back to the original color and start over again. All right. So I hope that you enjoy playing this game. It's a really fun game. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.